Hello, I think we are live. Okay, so welcome to Mindfulness Meditation. Today we're going to talk about some solitude. Just making sure that everything is running smoothly. Hang on. There we go. Okay. All right, so I'm doing this sitting on my couch because I have a lot of injuries that I'm recovering from, so I can't do much. So this is a little bit of seated yoga, some breath work, some tapping, EFT, emotional freedom techniques. Sorry, I've got to readjust my pillow. So yeah, wherever you are, you can sit on a yoga mat on the floor, sit on a couch or chair, and just gently close your eyes, roll your shoulders back and down, slightly tuck in your chin, feel a little stretch in the back of your neck. And then you can place one hand over your heart, one hand over your belly. And I want you to start off by focusing on your breath. And just noticing where in your body you're breathing. And then getting you to place your hands over the heart and belly to see if you feel yourself breathing into one of those two areas. So if you're not noticing, then I want you to slightly increase the length of the inhale and the exhale. So maybe you're counting to 4 or 5 as you breathe in through your nose. And then try to match that length with the exhale. And you can exhale through pursed lips. So as if you're blowing through a straw or blowing out a candle. So just lips slightly closed. And continuing with that breathing pattern. So breathing in through your nose. And exhale, blowing out that candle. Nice and slow. And tuning back into your hands, now see if you're breathing into that top hand over the heart, or if perhaps you're breathing into your belly. Or if you're an experienced deep breather, you might be breathing into both your hands, the belly, and the heart, which is our intention with yoga. Breathing deeper is better for our minds, help calm our brain, relieving stress and anxiety. And it's also better for our hearts and bodies to release tension, anxiety, stress. So just taking a few more deep breaths there at your own pace, but feel where you're breathing. And then after that last deep breath, you can let your hands relax to your lap. And you can keep your eyes closed. We're just going to do a little stretch for our necks. So most of us hold a lot of tension, stress, overwhelm in our shoulders or neck. And that's usually when your shoulders start to hike up towards your ears. That's a good sign that you're stressed out. So these you can do while you're at work, while you're sitting at your desk, on a break, before or after you start your workday, especially after your workday. You can do it anywhere, sitting on the couch, watching TV. So I want you to keep in mind that, so I'm sitting on the couch, but I'm not leaning back on the couch at all. So I'm sitting upright. I'm in a half cross-legged position. So I can't bend one knee. So one leg is straight out on the floor and then the other knee is bent as if I was sitting cross-legged. So however you're sitting, if you are sitting in a chair or on a couch, again, sit up nice and tall so you're not leaning back on the back, and have your feet hip distance with your knees, if you 90 degrees. So your knees are bent, feet are flat on the floor, basically. All right, so sitting comfortably, we're going to start with our neck stretches here. So I want you to lengthen as you inhale through your spine and your neck. And now, as you exhale, turning just your head to look out over your right shoulder. So, your shoulders, hips, knees, everything's still straight forward. You're just turning your head. So, you're going to feel that stretch on the left side of your neck. So, we're breathing into that side. So, we're looking over the right shoulder, but stretching the left side of your neck. So, breathing into that space. And I encourage you to keep your eyes closed so you're focusing inward, focusing on where that breath is entering and exiting your body. So as you inhale, you should be feeling it all the way up into the left side of the neck. And then again, same breathing pattern. As you exhale, you can breathe out through your nose if you like, or again through pursed lips, like blowing out a candle. And then your next inhale, you're going to turn your head back to center position. And then as you exhale now, you're going to turn your head to look out over your left shoulder as far as you comfortably can go, keeping both shoulders relaxed away from the ears. So you might need to wiggle them out as they start to rise up towards the ears. You want to draw them back and down. And now with each inhale, breathing into the right side of your neck. So feeling that stretch there. So always inhale through the nose, exhale, sigh it out if you want. You can breathe out through your nose or again through pursed lips, blowing out a candle idea. Next, inhale back to center. And now as you exhale, again, keeping the spine nice and tall, but I want you to drop your right ear towards the right shoulder. And I might look the opposite of you, just so you know. I don't know how the camera is flipped right now, but dropping your right ear towards your right shoulder. And again, you'll feel that stretch on the left side. You might feel a little deeper stretch now. I'm definitely noticing that. So just stretching the side of the neck in a different way. Continuing that deep breathing pattern. And now your next inhale, head back up to center. And as you exhale, left ear drops to the left shoulder. Again, relax those shoulders. Feeling that stretch down the right side of your neck. And then your next inhale, coming back up to center. And now as you exhale, really give those shoulders a little shake. And we'll come into a little breath of freedom, it's called. So as you inhale, you're going to open your arms wide, watching what's beside you so you don't knock anything over, and drawing the arms back as far as you can so you feel that stretch between the shoulder blades. And then as you exhale, you can start to round your upper back, hug yourself as you tuck in your chin. So inhale, you're going to lengthen through the spine, open the arms, and every time you hug yourself, I want you to switch the arms around so the other arm's on top, just to balance it out. So exhale, you can sigh out those exhales on this one. Hug it in. Inhale to open. Exhale, hug it in. Sigh it out. Inhale. Exhale. Two more. Last one. And then you can sit up nice and tall again, shake out your shoulders. Hands can rest on your lap for a moment while I think about what we're going to do next. Oh, yes. So right hand on the floor, if you're on the floor, or on the chair or couch beside you. You can even slide fingers under your thigh if you're sitting on a chair. That's what I'm doing just because it feels a little easier this way. So right hand is down. That's going to support you. And then as you inhale, left arm reaches up. As you exhale, you're going to lean over to that right side. And keeping your bum pressing down on whatever you're sitting on, keep pressing it down so that you're not lifting up that left side as we stretch over to the right side. You want to keep pressing down into your seat as you reach over with that left arm. So we're stretching the entire left side of the rib cage. So we're opening up the intercostal muscles there. So again, breathing deeply. You can sigh out these exhales as well. Breathing in through your nose. And your next inhale, and come back up to center. Exhaling that left hand down, shake those shoulders out again, and then we'll switch sides. So left hand down, inhaling right arm up, exhaling over to your left side. Again, bum pressing down, reach that right arm over as best you comfortably can. And then nice deep breaths as we open up the right side of the rib cage. And you can even stretch out through the palm of the right hand. So the one that's lifted, stretch out through the palm and the fingers. So you're stretching the hand and fingers as well. And then inhaling back up to center. Exhale that right hand down. Shake the shoulders out one more time. And then we're going to come into a little seated twist. So I'm going to move up because I have a pillow behind me that's blocking my room here. So I want you to bring your right hand behind you, but I don't want you leaning back on your hand. So again, you're sitting up nice and tall, right hands right behind you, literally touching your body. That's how close I want it. And then your left hand is going to come over to your right leg. So we're twisting to our right side to start off with. So inhale, lengthen through your spine and your neck. And then as you exhale, gently start to twist your torso towards the right side. And don't force yourself into the twist, just let the breath guide you. Another deep breath in, and every time you're inhaling, I want you to feel the spine lengthen. So you feel that breath from the low back all the way up the spine, even into the shoulders. And as you exhale, see if maybe you can twist just a little bit more. And then I want you now to turn your head to look the opposite way of your torso. So you're looking out over your left shoulder as far as you comfortably can go as your torso is twisting to the right side. And then you can take one more deep breath here. And as you inhale, untwisting everything back to center, shake the shoulders out again. Now, left hand behind you, right hand's going to come onto the left leg somewhere. Inhale, lengthen tall. Exhale, twisting torso to the left. Another deep breath in, lengthen through the spine. And now as you exhale, start to turn your head to look out over the right shoulder, just as far as it comfortably goes. So your torso is still twisting left, head to the right. Now next inhale, back to center, everything to center. Shake out those shoulders. And then we're going to come into a little forward bend here. So if you happen to be sitting on a couch or chair, sitting cross-legged, uncross your legs for this one. Feet on the floor, feet hip distance. And now I gotta move back again so I have room without hitting the camera. Okay, so, but again, I'm not leaning back. I'm still sitting up tall. Okay, so what I want you to do is place your hands on your thighs. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. And for those of you sitting on the floor, your fingertips can come to the floor just in front of your legs. And then you're going to slowly walk your hands forward as you lean into your forward bend. If you're sitting on a couch or chair like I am, then you're just going to slide your hands down your thighs, over your knees. See how that feels with your back. So your back is still pretty straight right now. And then I'm going to have to readjust because I'm going to knock everything over. There we go. And then if it feels good, once your hands are over your knees, to come all the way down so your belly can rest onto your thighs, and then letting your head hang, giving yourself a little head shake, a little gentle no shake, yes shake, and just letting the upper body and the neck, head completely relax as you breathe into that upper back and shoulders. And I encourage you on this one to really sigh out those exhales. So inhale through the nose, nice deep breath in, and then exhaling, sigh it out. And forward bends like this one are very good to do before bed, especially if you have trouble falling asleep at all. You can do it just sitting in your bed, just cross-legged if that feels good for you, sitting on the edge of your bed with the feet hip distance, feet flat on the floor, and then again, just slide your hands down your legs, let your head relax, and take some deep breaths there. But whenever you come up out of a forward bend, you always want to do it nice and slowly, so you don't get dizzy or lightheaded. So keep that in mind. And then on your next inhale, you can slowly come back upright. And then we're going to come into our meditation part now. So now you can get comfy. If you want to lean back on something, grab a pillow, do any of that, and have some water. I forgot to grab my water. It's over here. Especially as we're doing tapping, emotional freedom technique, it's really good to drink lots of water before, during, and after. So just drink some now, drink some after. Okay, so grabbing my tapping information. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so we're going to do a card reading at the end. So our card today is Solitude. So our tapping is going to be about solitude. So, hang on a second. I lost it. I got it here. There we go. Okay, so, and if you've never done tapping before, just follow along. There's no right or wrong way to do this. We're going to start off with 3 deep breaths. So again, hands can just rest on your lap. Inhale, lengthen through the spine and neck. Exhale, sigh it out. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, sigh. And then one last time. Inhale. Exhale. And now, starting on our tapping points, the first one is the eyebrow point. So just where the eyebrow begins, side of the bridge of your nose, with 1 or 2 fingertips, gently tapping and then repeating after me. I am at home in my own presence. And then side of the eye, so outer corner of the eye, just kind of on the top of the cheekbone there. Solitude is not loneliness. It is my sanctuary. Under the eye, if you're wearing glasses, under your frame of glasses. In stillness, I reconnect with my true self. Under the nose, I find peace in quiet moments alone. Chin. My inner world is rich, calm, and wise. And then now we're going to move to the collarbone. So because it's a bigger area, you can use 4 fingertips. I release the need for external validation. And then under the arm, so side of the rib cage, if you're wearing a bra, just the kind of the bra line there. I lost my spot. I embrace solitude as a sacred pause. And then next point is the top of the head. So again, 4 finger points, fingertips on the points. Being alone gives me space to grow. And then you can release your hand to your lap. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale, sigh it out. And then when I'm tapping, I like to alternate hands. And on the next round, use my left hand. I always start with my right because I'm right-handed. So you can alternate. You can keep tapping on the same side, or some of us like to tap on both sides at the same time. So whatever you naturally want to do, that's just your way to do it. So back to the eyebrow point. In silence, I hear the voice of my soul. Side of the eye. I am whole even when I'm by myself. Under the eye. I find clarity when I am undisturbed. Under the nose. I honor the rhythm of rest and retreat. Chin. Solitude strengthens my sense of purpose. Collarbone. I welcome the spaciousness of being by myself. Under your arm, side of the rib cage. In solitude, I discover my greatest truths. And then back to the top of the head. My own presence is enough. I am enough. And then you can release your hands to your lap. Take another deep breath in through your nose. Exhale, sigh it out. With your eyes closed, just tuning into your body, noticing if you feel any sensations. Maybe you're feeling hot or cold. Maybe you're feeling tingly or goosebumps. Just notice anything you might feel. You might not notice anything at all. And then keeping your eyes closed, this is our meditation. So as I mentioned, our card today was Solitude, also / higher self. So the key points for this card is observation, contemplation, renewal, and listening. So just listen to this as you relax there. Your desire to seek solitude is appropriate at this time. You're being counseled by your higher self to retreat and to renew your soul through quiet contemplation. Your nervous system has been overstimulated, and you can't absorb any more input from the outer world. Step away and give yourself the necessary peace and time alone you require to revitalize your system. In doing so, you'll begin to sense, feel, and even hear the voice of your higher self, but only when you step into a more natural surroundings. Reconnect with nature in whatever way is practical, given your circumstances. Fully open your heart to your higher self, even if you fear that you can't make contact. You are making contact. Furthermore, your higher self asks you to take your time when contemplating your circumstances and considering your options. Resist the temptation to yield to any sense of urgency. Your true direction will make itself known if you're patient. Your higher self also alerts you to the fact that not all the necessary pieces of information to make the best decisions may be apparent yet. Your higher self wisely counsels that sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is do nothing. The message for today is be quiet and wait. And last week, I was doing this class out in nature, and I forgot to bring my card deck out of the car. So I'm going to give you last week's one, which was competition / warrior guides. So the key points here: strife, arguments, conflicts, battle. This is a time of conflict and challenge, pure and simple. No matter how you look at it, confrontation and discord are on the horizon. Others don't agree with you or see your perspective, and they don't intend to cooperate with you in any way. This could surface in such serious ways as legal battles, divorce proceedings, and contract negotiations. Or it could just be an impasse with a spouse over a raised toilet seat. Whatever the issue, there's no immediate or easy resolution. You've attracted a worthy opponent, so prepare to go the distance. However, that such combative scenarios are not always a bad thing. Your warrior guides are present to enlighten you about the benefits of sparring with others. Competition brings out your best and unleashes your passion and commitment in what you believe in. It develops your strength and prevents you from being victimized or manipulated by others. And it teaches you the need to respect others too, and not mindlessly impose your will on them. Your guides suggest that when you do battle with others, it's best to fight fairly and learn from the conflict. Don't compete just to let off steam. Fight for progress and higher understanding for all concerned, rather than just being difficult to get your own way. Hidden within the drama of battle and competition are the seeds of true understanding and compassion. The best spiritual warriors always strive for a win-win outcome. Your guides suggest that you embrace the battles at hand to find your strength and reach for growth. Fight the good fight with your adversaries, but pray for divine justice to prevail. Their message: fight fair, but concede when you are in the wrong. All right, so you can sit with that, see what resonates. You can always comment or text or let me know in an email, however you can reach me, how that resonated for you. All right, and you can have a wonderful